Yeah, so there's a lot of different facets, a lot of different strategies to consider, whether you are more of a traditional B2B company or product versus a B2C type of product. Particularly, so when it comes to acquisition for B2C, you're generally dealing with large volume. So you take the example, a retail or an e-commerce store. You as the marketer, if you're interested in implementing a customer acquisition strategy, you probably have a lot of interactions, a lot of impressions through your more kind of upper funnel, kind of high level part of your funnel. So that could be website visits. That could be, if it's in store, a lot of your customers, a lot of foot traffic going through your stores. And so from a sort of tactical perspective, the tools that you use are going to be much more about converting at scale and being able to still be able to personalize the customer acquisition journey, but obviously not in a way that you as a marketer, or if you have a sales team, probably not going to personally interact with each customer that is going to go through your acquisition journey. And so with that in mind, that I think forces you to think about more scalable channels in the sense of where can you use the data points that you have collected, if it's email, or if they visited your website and you want to sort of retarget that customer with ads, or if you have a blog post, can you kind of get them to subscribe? That's a much sort of larger scale journey, and you frequently are using kind of mass outreach tools. On the B2B side, generally, you would have much more account-based marketing in the sense of you probably are not dealing with a large number of customers, but you're really focused on large accounts that have a longer conversion cycle. So they might still visit your website. You'll probably still have that kind of traffic, but you probably also would need to deliver more materials in order to influence that purchase decision. And so a lot of kind of different types of interactions there might be things like delivering white papers or webinars. It can be much more of an educative process. And sort of popular tools in that world would include things like CRM softwares, where you are kind of logging potential leads through contacts at companies. If you're, for example, someone on the procurement team of a particular company, and that might be a much more engaged funnel. So you might have steps through educating the lead, and then you might schedule things like a phone call or an in-person meeting where you, because of the scale in terms of potential revenue attached to each account, there is that high touch process that makes sense because one conversion can be incredibly valuable. Whereas on the B2C side, one conversion might just need one small transaction. If you're like a retail store, it might just be one piece of clothing purchased. And maybe you might have more kind of repeat customers, but it can be at a very different scale compared to account-based B2B style marketing.